We're finally taking a look at Samsung's brand new Galaxy Tab S10 FE. I also managed to grab the Plus version, which I'll probably review in my next video. Now, Samsung did bump up the price this year by about $50, with the base model starting at $499. The good news is, if you trade in your older S9 FE, Samsung is offering a $300 discount, which makes the upgrade a little easier on the wallet. One of the biggest changes, and honestly, the one that impressed me most, is the fact that the Tab S10 FE now gets 7 years of software updates, the same promise Samsung gives on their flagship Tab S10 lineup. For a mid-range tablet, that's a huge deal. You can choose between 128GB or 256GB of storage, and there are 3 colors available. I went with blue. There's also a microSD slot that supports up to 2TB, and now it starts with 8GB of RAM instead of 6. Depending on which model you go with, you can even get up to 12GB of RAM. Design-wise, Samsung kept things familiar. Power and volume buttons are in the usual spot, though the speaker design has been slightly updated. The device itself feels lighter and thinner compared to the S9 FE. On the back, you'll notice minor changes in the camera design, and this time the audio isn't branded tuned by AKG. When you boot up, you'll be greeted by One UI 7 on Android 15. Security options include Face Unlock, fingerprint scanner, pattern, PIN, and password. Personally, I wish Samsung had placed the fingerprint scanner under the display, but at least we still have one. Of course, you'll also get Gemini Assistant, and Bixby is still here if you long press the power button, though you can swap that back to the power off menu. The display is a 10.9-inch IPS LCD with a resolution of 1440 by 2304. It's also IP68 dust and water resistant, which is a nice bonus. For a mid-range screen, it delivers good contrast, bright colors, and overall solid image quality. Motion smoothness lets you pick between 90Hz adaptive refresh rate or standard 60Hz. Navigation gestures feel fluid, and Samsung has added more customization options to the quick settings panel. Like before, Samsung DeX mode is included, and you'll also find floating windows or the option to switch back to the classic view if you prefer. To the left of the home screen, you can choose between Samsung Free or Google Discover, and surprisingly, there's not much bloatware this time, just the basics from Samsung, Google, Microsoft, and a few creative apps like LumaFusion, GoodNotes, Clip Studio, plus Netflix. The S Pen attaches to the side or back, doesn't need charging, and comes included, which is always a win. Personally, I prefer the S Pen over the Apple Pencil for note-taking and navigation. Now, one downside, there's no video out support via HDMI. That's something even the cheapest iPad includes, so it's a little disappointing for Samsung to leave it out here. Under the hood, the Tab S10 FE is powered by the Exynos 1580, an upgrade over the 1380 in last year's model. Performance is noticeably better, especially with GPU improvements, which are more than double compared to the S9 FE. Gaming isn't flagship level, but I found PUBG Mobile and Asphalt Legends Unite ran smoothly, just not at the highest graphics settings. Battery life is about the same as the Tab S9 FE. In my drain test at 100% brightness, it lasted around 7 hours, which is above average. With regular use and lower brightness, you'll easily get a couple of days. Charging also brings a new animation at the bottom of the screen. The speakers may have lost the AKG branding, but they're still loud and clear, especially when Dolby Atmos is enabled. Samsung also upgraded the rear camera to 13MP, up from 8MP, while keeping the 12MP ultra-wide selfie camera. The camera app includes modes like Portrait, Night, Panorama, Pro, Hyperlapse, and 4K video at 30 frames per second. From my early testing, photos and videos do look slightly better compared to the S9 FE. Having 4K video recording on both front and rear cameras is also a big plus over some competitors. So, overall, the Galaxy Tab S10 FE feels like a refined upgrade over the S9 FE. It's not a massive redesign, but the longer software support, performance boost, and camera improvements make it a solid choice in the mid-range tablet space. I'll be testing it further against the Plus version and other tablets soon, so keep an eye out for that. And if you found this review helpful, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like, it really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.